I'm Ben.
I'm Ron.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jason, and this is Hometown Has-Beens. All right, everybody, welcome to episode 3 of Hometown Has-Beens. We are excited to be back. Chris is here with us today. Chris,
Yay.
did you catch any fish?
Not many. It was a tough day.
Who'd you go with?
My dad. He
Called
was
it.
mentioned
Ben
in the
wins.
last podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Ben called it.
And got some good feedback from last week. Shout out to Steinacker, #1 fan so far. Appreciate you, bud.
Steiny.
All right, Ryan, what you got bringing to the table?
All right, so the other day, there's a couple things that bother me about my children, and it got me thinking about how differently things are when, like, being raised in the 90s. So one thing that, like my kid, he don't feel like he's 5, and we have a safe yard, but he don't feel like he can go in it without somebody. And, kids right now, they don't know the pain of having to wait for your favorite cartoon to come on. It's just a different, like, they get it all at once. And it really got me thinking, being raised in the 90s, I really don't think, we basically just didn't have parents. Like, like we just did whatever we wanted to. Like, I'm not sure that every kid in the 90s wasn't neglected at this point, with the way things are. Like my parents, we would just be gone and you would not hear from them until, like, it was, time for bed. They'd come out on the back porch and just scream at the top of their lungs.
Ring the dinner bell, like
Yeah.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, dude, and we did so much stupid stuff but like, to me, like, I tried to, in the 90s, you learned how to act because you were by yourself and you did stupid stuff and other kids made fun of you. Like, that's where you learn stuff.
Like shame was a real thing.
Yeah, dude. Shame. And so now it's like,
In a good way.
yeah, now it's like I'm trying to make my kid, like, leave me. Like, it's just different. In the 90s, you just made crap up, man. Like, I don't know. Just parents, they just wasn't there. Like, I remember staying by myself so young that I couldn't open a canned drink. So
Yeah,
I was,
you were neglected. Yeah.
like, dude, I'm telling you.
100%.
Well, I think that's where I got like a joy, like a love for sports. There's
That's
no
what you
parents
did.
were there, so I went and had a ball, and I had a brick wall,
Mhm.
and I had a basketball goal.
Yeah.
You can't play football by yourself, but you can throw a ball against a brick wall, and you
Yeah.
can shoot basketball.
Dude, we threw balls against brick walls. That's like,
Yeah, for hours.
yeah. And now it's like, all right, we got to get you to like, I don't know, we got to get you to this thing and the next thing, and it's like, but back in the day, man, you just, I
It's
don't
not
know.
like self-started.
Yeah,
Like,
you just
no kids are. My kids aren't like themselves finding something to do.
No,
that's like,
yeah. No, like, he would just leave. My dad, he would go visit old people in the hospital and leave me and Mitch in the waiting room. Me and my brother in the waiting room
That's a bad idea.
for
you
hours,
Mitch.
dude. Like, for like 2 hours while he visited with these old people. And dude, we would make up so many just stupid, like, hey, I'm gonna guess which chair, see if you can sit in the one I'm guessing. Like, that's the dumbest game ever. Like, if I left my kids in the freaking waiting room for 20 minutes, they would already be squalling to the front desk about how they're bored and why isn't Danny Go on the TV? Like,
Oh,
just,
absolutely.
Well, I think that what you said about the TV shows too, like the whole world we live in is all about instant gratification, and all that's doing is teaching kids that to be even more that way, because if I can get any show that I want on demand and I don't have to wait on it to come on, or I don't have to wait on a rerun, and I can't just fast or rewind it and watch it again, then it's a world of snap your fingers and get whatever
And I'll
you
even
want.
pay money not to watch the commercials.
Yeah, so that's what the whole world's about. But I mean, adults have the same problem.
Well, I'll
we
tell you
do
what
too.
happened.
Yeah, we are.
Is someone who was raised in the 80s and 90s was like, that was dumb. I wanted to know. And they fixed the problem.
that's true, dude. Like I'm not like my kid. I'm like making sure they got things. Allison, my wife, she asked them so many questions about like hey, do you want ketchup? I'm like, Allison, listen to me. The less things you offer, they won't even think about it. Like my son never asked me for ketchup ever. He will go to Chick-fil-A and we'll get something. And he'll be like, Daddy, I want chicken strips or chicken nuggets, ketchup, and fries. I'll be like, they don't got ketchup at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
So now you don't even ask for it now. You're like,
Poor Riley is like he's like I could see
man.
Riley going in the drive-through because he's a smart kid and looking at the people eating in the restaurant in Chick-fil-A with ketchup like Daddy's a liar. Look at him eating ketchup.
He's like, nah.
They got ketchup today.
like, dude,
I do stuff like that all the time. Man, I lie like crazy.
yeah.
Ryan said, "No, I just got an email from Dan Cathy. Their ketchup's too expensive.
Yeah.
They're out.
From
But
the
I'm just saying,
grave, Dan Cathy's
Dan Cathy's alive.
Look,
He's the CEO. Truett Cathy died.
Oh, sorry. Gotcha. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
I'm just
You're
saying,
correct.
in the 90s, your happiness as a child was not a priority. Like everything came before you being happy.
You're
That's
right.
a good. That
You
was
know,
a good thing too.
Like
I don't know. I mean, I think that as a kid, you created your own happiness, though. Like what you were saying is, man,
yeah, because they're not creating it for you.
Right.
Like you don't get ketchup because I don't want to deal
that
with the
wasn't
mess.
parents' like first priority. To
Yeah,
make you
no,
happy.
it wasn't.
Like, I'm
it
super
was to work that
nostalgic.
job for 80 years so they can retire and then
And make
be
you
retired
do
for 2
yeah,
years and then go back to Lowe's and work every day of the week.
Yeah, and
That's a
dude,
true story.
my
My
mom
father.
and just the way that parents talk to my mom told oh she's gonna be mad. My mom told me multiple times that she would rip my head off and spit down my throat. Like
Sheila.
yes,
Griffin
like,
told you
dude,
that?
oh my god, she would stomp a mud hole in me. She would and then my uncle said. My uncle told my cut. He's like, I'm gonna hit you so hard that Melma's gonna feel it. Like obviously they never did these things. Like my mom never ripped my head off and spit down my throat. Like I thought my name was Moron until I was like 14 years old.
But you were also the second child. And
Yeah.
that's a little
But I'm supposed to be
different.
the baby,
True.
dude. I'm supposed to be the baby.
yeah, but that
I
like,
can see where that differs with parents because, like, now with our second, I mean, I don't know, y'all have more than one, so, but we're just like, now grandparents are like, that's the baby, but we're like, he's fine.
my sister got way more than me. I mean, she had a TV in her room. She had a computer in her room.
That's that daughter.
I
man.
didn't have anything. And then like I finally got a TV. It was like a 13-inch. They wouldn't even get cable for it, so I had rabbit ears, and all I could pick up was Fox Carolina. So I'd be watching the news in Greenville, South Carolina. Just
Dude,
Hey, Dad,
Like-
it's going to be raining in Greenville tomorrow.
dude, I watched my nephew take a bicycle with training wheels through my mama's house, full speed, run into the kitchen door, put a big dent in it, and you know what she said about that? Look at him, he's just so fast. Like if I would have done that as a kid, she would have picked me up and with the bicycle and threw me through a window.
well,
Like what?
well, the relationships, seeing how they changed too, and how they treated you versus your kids. Because like my mom gives me such a hard time because I'm just like my dad was on me when it comes to sports. But my dad is like, he's not that way toward Hudson. He's like, oh, give him a break. And I'm like, you treated me this way. This is the reason I am the way I am. It's because of you. Like, you know,
That brings up another interesting topic, not to get off that topic, but how much you become like your parents, even though you don't want to.
Oh, we ain't got time for that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's a
another
whole
topic for a
episode. Yeah,
different-
100%. God bless.
Man, y'all
Walk
ever,
around your house in your whitey tighties.
man, y'all ever,
Standing over your son's friend who doesn't know he's going on a trip.
I've not yet done that.
man,
He ain't old enough.
y'all ever get on that 90s merry-go-round of pain? Dude.
I don't know what that
Oh, here we go. No,
Make
man.
something up. That is
No,
not a thing.
That is a thing, dude.
I don't know what that is.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Like
folks.
NCW, like or WCW,
Dude,
Wolfpack.
I'ma
like,
tell
what
you.
is that?
That 90s merry-go-round of pain.
I ain't
buddy.
never. I can't
Listen.
wait. I can't wait.
Listen.
Macho Man Randy Savage coming at you.
Nah, dude, here it is. Here it is. You ready? Mom or dad got one arm and they're holding it and they're taller than you, so it's up in the air. They got the belt in the other hand and they're swinging that belt, and you're just trying to run in circles to avoid it. The merry-go-round of pain, buddy.
That's so much better than what I thought we were going.
I used to
pain.
go. I used to go to the bathroom before I knew I was going to get a spanking, and like
Yes.
take a whole roll of toilet paper and just like shove it down my pants.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a little
How
pat.
old were you when you last got your last?
Oh, dude, I love this.
I don't remember, but the only spanking I really remember was when I was probably Hudson's age. My dad like took his belt off, and I never wore a belt as a child, but
Yeah.
for this one time in my life, I was wearing a belt,
Yeah.
and I just like pulled it off. And he just like he just took it from me,
Yep.
and then just proceeded. But I thought I was about to do something, son. Like,
Dude,
Uh,
I was 18. 18 years old.
18.
18. Oh, listen what I did. Listen what I did.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Daddy, I'm about to tell it all. No,
18
let me give a
years
disclaimer. I had a great childhood. I really did. But my dad come home from church on Sunday morning. I had been out late on a Saturday night. And in my house, there wasn't a lot of rules, like I said. But one was, you going to be at church on Sunday morning. You live in this house. Like, you live in this house, you're going to be at church on Sunday morning.
That was a terrible impression of your father.
Whatever. And you don't know him. No, I'm just-
Sticking up for you, Bobby.
So he gets home. I know I'm in trouble. I know I'm in trouble. He gets home and he says, "Why wasn't you at church?" He was like, "Man, Dad, I'm sorry. I just I was tired. I slept in, overslept. I didn't make it."
I guarantee you that's not what he said.
No, and that's not
Like
how he said
18
No, I
year old
promise- no,
Ryan
I
does
said it.
not
Man.
say that.
Nah, dude, because I know you didn't play about church in my house growing up. Like that wasn't a thing. And so like I knew I was in trouble. He said, "Well, son, I'm gonna whip you because you live in this house. You go to church. I don't ask much of you." And he's right. That was a true statement. He didn't ask much of us. But we was gonna be in. And I was like, "Daddy, I'm too old for this." That was a mistake.
You're 18.
That was a mistake. Long story short, he whipped me, and I took it like a little boy. Like I took it.
I don't remember my last one, but I was far younger than 18.
No,
But I got bigger than my dad when I was probably about 10th, 11th grade, and
man.
But I don't know
Poor
if Molly
baby.
has a condition or something. I've only tried to spank her a couple of times. I stopped because she doesn't like. I legitimately, she'll laugh. She like I'm talking like you can try to spank her bare butt and she will laugh in your face. She's a psycho.
Hey, no,
like, she's
kids,
crazy.
man.
She's crazy.
These kids be built different.
We were talking about how like soft they are. They're maybe they're not.
I don't think I've ever been whooped really.
For real, you never got one? My wife had
That
got
is-
one.
that
I
is a
was
surprise,
the
man.
baby. Like there wasn't a lot of rules in my house. Like my sisters were pretty ticked about it. I didn't have a curfew ever.
Me either.
You were a super baby though, right? Like you're.
We mean super baby. Like strong. They fed me steroids when I was a kid.
Like-
have
like-
you seen me?
Like on the
Like boss baby. No,
no,
but you were like
no.
you're a lot younger. Than
Like on
your
The
siblings,
Incredibles.
right?
Yeah, I was a lot younger than my siblings. So I guess at that point my dad was just too tired.
He just
Is that
tired.
is that
man.
a term? Can we
What,
look that?
super
can we Google
baby?
that?
Super baby?
A super baby?
No, just like
Super
the
baby.
90s merry-go-round of
Pain, baby.
is not a term.
Oh, it is.
Well, have
That's
you ever
weird.
Now.
It's a real thing.
have you ever heard of the cone of shame?
Like you put it
Was
on a
that
a
dog.
dog?
No,
Yeah,
in,
that's what I've heard it
in
as.
elementary school, did y'all have one of those in Banks County?
No.
Dude,
What's
what-
going
Cone
on
of
right
shame.
now?
Dude,
This is
at Fairview, I swear. So like they would give you timeout, but they had, and I don't know why they called it a cone because it wasn't a cone because it was a cylinder, but it was a cylinder that was in like the corner,
They
and it
didn't
was
know.
all closed off until like this. It was yellow, and they would make you go sit in there.
Timeout.
The
And my-
90s, man.
And my mom forgot a kid in there one time and went to lunch.
What if we put a kid in a cone of shame now?
That would be awesome.
The 90s, dude.
That,
it was
I'm telling you,
different.
that's the problem with kids is they're not shamed enough.
Amen.
Like like
Amen.
in elementary school, you can't discipline because they're afraid to publicly shame. Well, you know what happens when you don't publicly shame? The first punishment they ever gets when they're in handcuffs is getting them in the back of a cop car.
Truth.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Preach.
Man, look, my daddy was whooping me on the side of the road one time. This lady come up. Look, listen, dude. Listen, this
Were
is
you
legit.
17 this
Listen,
time?
oh man, I got so many stories. I was a smart mouth. Like I deserve every single one of them. So, he's out there. We're outside the minivan, honestly, and we're just. I mean, he's whatever. This lady come out on the porch. I'm gonna call DFAX on you. And Daddy said, they ain't yours. You go ahead. I'm gonna whoop them anyway. And he did. He was not lying. He whooped us. And one time he was preaching middle of the sermon. I got away from my mama, and my mama told me to come back to the seat. And I looked at her and I put my chin up and said and shook my head, no, no, no. And in the middle of preaching about the Lord, he just came and got me right there, just bam, and just kept on rolling with it. And I went back to mama and I learned my lesson. I sit with Papa. That's what you do.
And then he quoted the scripture.
Spare the
He
rods for
pisses-
the child, baby.
He pissed up on the wall.
He pissing
standing.
on the wall.
This
standing.
boy's gonna piss on the wall, not piss sitting down.
Man, man.
I want to say peeing sitting down is not the worst thing ever.
Oh my gosh. What? You
It's
do? You
relaxing.
don't. You don't. You pee sitting down,
Sometimes
dude.
Why?
wife don't get upset that I peed on the seat.
Just don't pee on the seat.
Don't
It's
pee on the
relaxing to
seat,
sit
dude.
down and take a load off.
Do you do it during like middle of the night? You have to get up and go pee.
No.
Do you
Because-
pee? You pee? You're about to say
But
you
I'm like,
do it?
oh,
No, I don't,
I'm like
because-
the diaper. Like I know the diaper's dirty. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
So you go and sit down and pee.
You pretend you're pooping.
No,
This is
Dude,
what
I
happens
don't do that, Renee.
to kids that are raised in the 90s.
In the '90s, no. You know
To
where
Chris.
you know where you pee. You do not pee in a bathroom. Where do you pee at? For
Off
real?
my front porch.
Off the porch.
I pee off my porch.
Off the porch.
Well, I have to
yes.
be a little bit careful depending on what time of day it is. Sometimes I have to walk around the house because I'm close to a road, so I have to kind of
Man.
be careful.
Hey, real talk. I was potty trained because we had a pee bush,
Yes.
and it was my job to keep that joker alive.
You guys, this bush is going.
That's a good
great.
idea.
And
I
you
was
know
putting
what?
that in
I
the
would
pocket.
be inside in my room next to the bathroom. I would run outside, go down the steps of the porch, go around to that little bush, and just go.
go.
I just,
Dude,
you know,
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
it was a
So-
fruitful bush.
Have y'all ever seen this Instagram page?
I can't see it, Ben. Would
It's-
you tell
hold
us
on.
more?
It's called.
Explain
It's
it.
called. It has 1.4 million followers. It's called Scenic Pisses,
Wow.
and all it is
Is there any with a
it's
wall?
just like standing on top of a mountain,
That would
just pissing. Like, and you see the stream, and it's just like.
I want to go to the wall of China and piss on it and piss it against it.
Hey,
What?
Bunch of communists.
I mean,
You know, I don't know if you know this, but communists did not build that wall. Like,
Yeah, but-
it's a little older than communism.
Oh my goodness,
Couple
dude!
millennials before.
There's something about being raised today though that I kind of envy.
all right, what's that?
Well, I think if I'd have been born later, I would be like YouTube famous. I think
Oh,
every
dude,
kid
yeah.
probably thinks that. But
I
I mean,
think you
think
would
about
have. I
you.
agree with
sincerely
that.
have.
Think
Y'all
about-
y'all were making like videos,
Right.
Before it was cool.
Before
Yeah.
it was cool. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we were doing
missed
that
it by
stuff.
about 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
didn't you?
I've always done everything before it's cool.
I don't.
I'm serious, guys. Pickleball is just now sweeping the nation. In
Yeah.
2015 is when I was playing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying. It was like
Pickleball.
it
We
was
were playing
old people
pickleball
in
in school.
Athens, and then young gun Jason,
Yeah.
20 something years old,
Trailblazer.
playing pickleball,
Trailblazer.
and I was like, this is fun. This should catch on. Now, brand new apartment complex is going up for young people with pickleball courts.
Dude.
Well,
That's
I
true.
don't.
I
I don't
agree.
envy these kids. Like, well, I don't know if I envy them or not, but I definitely couldn't. I wouldn't want to be in this generation.
Well, this
because
generation-
I would have.
That's why I said parts of it.
I'm telling you, I've done so much dumb stuff in my life that. I mean, I don't want that on film, man. Like imagine having TikToks.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
lot.
no, 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 no. I don't want. I'm not saying TikTok.
Imagine if TikTok was a thing when we were 15 years old,
lot
There'd
of
be a
cameras.
lot
And
of
that's
lot of
and-
rolled houses
and that's
on
recorded.
TikTok,
Like I don't,
which you
and
don't
the things
see.
that I
Yeah.
like said and did, man. Like, and that's what these kids don't realize is we're getting to the point now. We have like congressmen getting in trouble because of things they said when they were 15 years old on
Yeah.
social media.
Yep.
Like we're getting where generations are getting old enough and social media is old enough that it can ruin your life.
Right.
Just in general, in the '90s, you could get away with stuff, dude. Like '90s, 2000s.
Yeah, yeah. Who
You can
shot
get a-
Tupac?
Yeah,
Huh? Who shot Tupac?
you could
I
get away
still
with
wanna
stuff.
know.
Man,
We would have known if they had shot him 10 years ago.
yeah.
Correct.
But talking about your original thing, I mean, my kids play outside on their own and kind of do whatever they want. but
But you
it's still
live-
it's still not like I was
No, dude. Like,
when I was Hudson's age, and I might have told you all this before. Down below my house, if you go all the way down that hill, there's a creek down there. I used to go catch crawfish out of that creek and cook them on an open fire.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I swear.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
And not because he couldn't open a can.
well, that's the thing. Though. I was cooking by the time I was 10. I burnt my house
I was
down.
about to say,
I
You
did
burnt
burn
your house down? Oh my.
tell them
man.
tell them what you were cooking, chef.
Okay, all right. So I
don't
was
know
cooking.
this.
I was cooking macaroni and cheese. Okay, to cook macaroni and cheese, for those of you who are not as chef like as me, you have to boil water and then put the noodles in.
Correct.
So I was watching a baseball documentary. Me and my brother were watching a baseball documentary, and I got to watching that documentary, and then I was like, man, I wonder if my water's boiling. Well, my brother had cooked French fries earlier with grease. And I go in there and he had left the grease on the oven and I had turned the wrong eye on. So I walk in the kitchen and there's a humongous tea of fire going up from the stove out through the cabinets. And it's just like this huge tea, burnt my whole, it was bad. So I'm like, my dad always told me this is the most hometown thing ever. He had told me jokingly, to if the house ever caught on fire, the only thing I want you to get is my deer heads out. and in a crisis, in a time of panic, I remembered that. And I said, Mitch, the house is on fire. He said, no, it's not. And I said, oh, it is. Come look. And he came and I was like, we got to get Daddy's deer heads out. And he's like, are you a moron? Get out of the house.
Gotta get this.
Yeah.
Ryan has this uncanny knack for being very conscious in strenuous
Yes.
moments. Because when we had
Yes,
that,
I was
when
just
we
thinking
had
that.
a wreck in Florida when Chris was driving because he goes too fast for the conditions.
Driving the speed limit.
Oh, that is the biggest
Plus or
lie.
take 30 miles an hour.
Yeah. We were mid hydroplane, about to hit a bridge head on, and Ryan goes, everybody be loose.
Yeah, he did. We're mid hydroplane, all about to die. He says, relax.
And it saved your life.
I'd always heard, man. But
That's
thing,
what made him a great coach and a great athlete.
But
is
the-
that
the-
ability to think under
But
pressure.
the thing is, I'd always
never
heard
forget
where most of the injuries in car wrecks come because you tense your
he
body.
thinks about that.
I
while we're
did.
all about to die.
I did. And so I said, be loose. And I just like my whole shoulder, like I did the shoulder drop, like everything was loose. And then right when we about to hit that bridge, I just said,
All right, let me finish telling
Hold
the
on,
story
hold
the
on.
way I usually tell it to people, and you correct it.
okay.
So the way I usually tell this story, this is how I remember it. I'm not saying this is how it happened. So I
Mm-hmm.
want you. We hit the bridge, the inside of the bridge. We missed the outside of the bridge by like feet. We'd
Mm-hmm.
all been dead, like no doubt.
Yeah,
We'd
if you
been
go on
dead.
Street View, so,
I'm sure you've been.
Yep.
So in Florida, you can't put crosses on the side of the road. If you go on Street View today, you know how in Florida there's those little signs that are round that says drive safely.
Yeah.
If somebody has a fatal wreck, they'll put one of those there there's legitimately one at our
Right
impact
there.
at our impact point.
Well,
I
we-
swear.
We hit that
we
bridge
were
pretty
feet
hard.
away from.
So anyways, go ahead. So we hit the inside
so
of
we
the
hit the
bridge.
bridge. The engine drops out of the front of the truck. Like it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa's truck that I borrowed. But we get out and we make sure everybody's alive.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben gets out with the handle, like the handle on top of the side of the door.
The O
crap
grip.
handle.
Yeah,
Yep,
he's
yep.
holding the handle. We get out, and Ryan. This is what I recall Ryan saying. All right, we're gonna have to tell the truth here, guys. What happened?
Yeah, I remember this.
None of us had our seatbelts on. We're just going to have to be honest about that, guys. Like we're Christian guys. Like, we're just going to tell the truth, guys. I'm like, I mean, we're alive. I don't like. Yeah, okay, we have a seatbelt on. So the state trooper from Florida like starts asking questions. Right? Do you have a seatbelt on? Ryan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
I'm like, I thought we were going.
So I remember
Nah,
that.
dude.
That
Did that happen, right?
That happened, and I know it happened because I legitimately remember going back to the truck and pulling the seatbelts out, so they looked like they were.
Wow.
We went
Dude,
straight.
we hit that bridge so hard. I got out. We thought it was going to blow up because the airbags came out,
airbags, yeah.
and it was all that smoke. We
Oh,
thought
we
it was
were like, get out.
and so we get out. I was missing a
Ron
shoe. You
Ron
hit
said,
that
"Where's the
bridge-
deer heads?"
We hit so hard it knocked my shoe off. My shoe was in the truck.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
It was
man.
crazy.
Oh my
I
goodness!
just-
And
I-
you know what? I was invited on that trip. I wasn't a senior, and my parents said, it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, they were right.
They were right. They
guess
were
so.
right.
A lot of things on that trip you
Here, I
glad
got
you
you.
didn't have to see
Check
and be a
this
part
out. All
of.
right,
or-
so
The
look,
rare occasion where the '90s parents said no. Like,
this is where we made
the one
impact.
time.
yeah, that's that bridge.
That's the drive safely sign.
Oh, yeah,
where
we-
somebody
wow,
died.
we
that's what
barely
we
missed
barely
that.
we
did.
legitimately hit right there.
Yeah.
I also distinctly
There
remember.
was no drinking involved on our part.
I also
That's a true
distinctly.
statement.
So this is a this is a true statement. I very very rarely say curse words. Like
Then
but I distinctly remember coming around that curve like a bat out of hell.
I was trying to beat the transfer
had
truck.
been raining, and I distinctly remember saying, "Chris, slow the f down." And then
I
right
don't
when
remember
I
that
get
part.
that sentence out, the back wheels just start.
Lift.
I want to add to this. We all were telling him to slow down. He hit the gas because we said slow down.
That's not why I hit the gas.
There was no transfer truck.
There was 2 transfer trucks, and one slowed down to you had to make the decision.
Like-
and I hit it to try to get in front of him.
Dude, there-
when I hit the gas pedal,
I want
we
you
hit
to
a
know
puddle.
that I'm still terrified of on ramps like that.
Yes.
And driving in the rain.
A clover
Dude,
leaf.
that- like,
Clover
and
leaf.
sleeping in
it,
front
like,
of people.
yeah, it's like
I also just want to point out there were, 6 people in this truck? 5?
4.
Okay, 4. 3 of the people knew we were going too fast. There was only one person who was like, you know what?
This is a good
Let's
idea.
go faster.
I take responsibility.
What's
for
also
that.
funny about that is us 3 were in the front seat, and because it had been raining, we put all the golf clubs in the
4
back
sets
seat.
of golf clubs.
In the back seat with Justin Beasley. so,
Poor
so he's in the back seat with 4 sets of golf clubs getting thrown around on him.
Yep.
And it's quiet after he says relax. We hydroplaned a long time.
We did. It was like
Like,
a
it's like-
slow.
It
How
was
far?
it was like slow motion.
It was like an 80-yard hydroplane, it felt like.
God, it was terrible.
And Beasley goes, oh, shoot. right before we hit.
like a little girl.
But,
Oh shoot!
but he didn't say shoot.
No, he did
Yeah.
not. And I didn't say F, but I did say I said slow
Well,
the F down, and he didn't.
I'm glad we're all alive.
I also
Personally.
I had a wreck
Oh yeah.
when I was my junior year,
I thought you died.
and there was a couple people we knew had passed away in wrecks like right before that.
And people at school were saying you died.
You're right.
Because
I didn't know
said,
that.
Jason died?
I didn't
like-
know that either.
I just didn't come to school the next day because I thought I'd be sore.
No, like the
From
morning of the
rolling
wreck.
my
Because you were
truck.
coming to school, right?
No, it was on the way home from church.
Oh.
Dang.
And anyways, I hydroplaned. I was not going too fast. And it's what's crazy is my sister totaled a car in that same wreck on our road.
Dang.
All right, so
In the
anyways,
same wreck or like the same
no,
spot?
it, like in the same spot. I'm sorry. We didn't wreck into each other. It was years apart.
Odd coincidence.
Hey, commissioners, we
But-
might need to do something about this spot on the road.
I'm gonna
just
tell
kidding.
you. I'm gonna tell you. I did not think about staying loose in the midst of my wreck.
Dude.
I think I just did it out of fear.
think-
The little Ford Ranger hit the bank and it started flipping, and I just covered my head and I just screamed like a little baby. And then it stopped, and I was like, everything was like caved in front of me. Like there was this little cone around my head. It was the craziest thing. And I was driving like a piece of crap Ford Ranger, so the seat didn't you couldn't adjust it to lean back and forward.
Yep.
So it would just go all the way back to the glass. So I, being a bright person, had a small little 6x6 wedged up under the seat so it would stay where I wanted it. And that joker was sitting beside me. If it had hit me, man,
Dude.
whew. But anyways, it stops. And I don't know. I just had a wreck. I'm not thinking straight. So I just sit there and I'm fine, not even a scratch. But I'm like, it's right here in my face, the whole truck. And I just go, help! Help! And I'm like, dude, y'all know where we live. We live in the middle of nowhere. No one's around. I'm just in the middle of this field. So then I come to and I'm like, maybe I should open the door. The door opened. I got out. Everything was fine. I flagged down a church van who stopped and then notified
What church?
people. I don't know.
Oh,
maybe
man,
I
I'll
should
give him
know.
a shout
Yeah.
out for saving your life.
At least at least y'all wreck for good reasons. Like I had a wreck because I was trying to save a CD
No, stop.
on our
Question.
first date.
Stop
with
question.
Allison.
How many
It
times
wasn't him.
did
It wasn't
Griffin
him.
vehicles
Yes,
Griffin
yes,
vehicles
yes.
Shoot.
hit the same fence
All
in
right.
Homer?
Man,
So,
I've got a knack.
How many times?
I've
What's
got
the
a
name?
knack for lying to police
Talk-
officers.
Oh, man.
So talking about the wrecking the truck trip, you'd already left, Chris. But do you remember the next night? You remember we went and played volleyball
I wonder
early in
why
that
you
trip?
left.
we had to leave because I had to leave because my parents had to come get the
Yeah,
truck and me.
so Chris's parents drove 9 hours to Florida to get him. The next night we went back to that volleyball place and played.
Yeah.
And there was a Burger King and then some other business. And we were like, we'll park here. And we took three we took 3 trucks on this trip
Yeah.
and one's totaled. We go play volleyball on the beach until like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Great time.
We come back and one of those trucks had been towed.
Was there 3 trucks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there were 3 total.
The other group
Yeah.
had 2.
Yeah. So we come back, one of them was towed. And so we all like pile in, like there's people on the back. We ride to the tow place and we get there. And this is like by this point, 2 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's there. We can see the truck across the fence.
Question: Are there usually like tow yards? Are they usually open at 2 o'clock in the morning?
No, but they had to take it at some point. But I guess the tow
okay.
drivers maybe have a key. I don't
That
know.
sign they were not lying.
There was a sign, and we were like, "Look at all these other cars.
Yeah.
They're not gonna tow us all.
We're gonna be
well,
fine.
they freaking towed
They
us.
did.
So we go to the tow yard. We call the number. Finally, get in touch with these people. This is on a Saturday. We're leaving the next day on Sunday, and they're like, "Well, sorry, we're not. We open Monday." And we're like, "Oh my gosh! Like, what are we gonna do?" And about that time, these like rednecks come rolling in there. Their vehicle had been towed too. And he calls me. He's like, "I'm getting the bolt cutters out right now. I'm about to break my car." And they
Yeah.
showed up 10 minets later to open that gate.
Yeah.
That, dude,
Yeah.
us little boys, they didn't care.
Yeah. Praise the
Lord, that was perfect.
but that guy he meant business.
Yep. That was a man.
So instead of just like booting it, they towed
They
it.
towed
No,
it
they
to a
took
yard.
it, and that dude that came out was not happy that he was out that night.
tow your car?
Yeah, no, it wasn't mine, but
It was, I don't remember whose it was.
I remember who it was. But it
was
was.
one of
Let
the
me
two.
tell you, the person that got naked is the same person you are talking about.
Oh,
Oh, that's not surprising.
Man,
it's not me. It was not me.
man. I tell you. All right. If you've listened to 2 episodes so far, you know we're changing topics. So, Chris, what you got?
So this year is my first year in education. And being out of the classroom for however old we are, 15 years, close to 15 years. As far as I did some subbing about 10 years ago, but I haven't been in a classroom since then. I assumed going into coaching and teaching that there would be a level of respect. Just some. No, I didn't expect too much respect, but just a little bit of respect for the position of teacher. And y'all are all laughing. What did I say?
Not what you said.
Keep going. Keep going.
I'm laughing at them, not you.
Just keep going. It's fine.
Is this too
It's
serious
fine.
of a topic?
No. It has
Me-
nothing to do with you.
No.
Me and Jason have a thing, and we're just
No, we don't have a thing.
Hey, I don't want to interfere in the thing.
I have no idea what
There's
they're
a
laughing
little
at.
side
Like a
bet.
side bet.
Like,
Yes.
there's something that we think is going to happen.
Okay.
But go ahead.
All right. I'm curious.
It's all dependent on
I guess I can't
just
know.
keep
the
just keep
side
going.
bet.
I don't.
You're
Want,
good.
all right,
Sorry.
we're good. You're good.
in the classroom. Wow, yada yada.
Man, I'm laughing at them.
All right, let's do it. Come on.
I don't know what they're laughing at either.
All right, you've been in the classroom. You've coached. You expected a level of respect. Let's keep going.
Yeah, it wasn't there. No respect. Like zero respect. Can't get no respect.
Can't get any in here either. I have no. So apparently they have some kind of side bet going on about me and you, and I don't know it either. But
I'm curious though.
All right,
No, don't go. Keep going. Keep going. It's
all
gonna
right,
happen.
no. All right, let's go.
Okay.
All right, so
my
respect.
question is
So we can't get no respect.
can't get no respect. So my question is, why is that?
I'm trying to think.
Why is respect and authority just went down in our culture? Is it abuse of power? Is it social media? What is it?
I don't know what's happening.
It's not even that funny.
Chris, I have no idea. I'm fully prepared to talk about this topic.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I want to know what the side bet is.
I do too. It's bothering me.
It's not even that. Okay,
All right,
let's go.
so
All
you
right,
said
respect.
That's all I got.
I think. Can I try to guess the? Can I try to guess the?
No, just go.
Okay. All right. So you're saying okay. So let's
He's
recap.
saying we can't get no respect.
They think I'm going to break out into song. they think I'm going to break
Aretha
out.
Franklin.
Yes, they think I'm going
That's
to
the
break
bet?
into
Is
out
that
into
the side
song.
bet?
That's the side
but
bet.
we're both in agreement.
I
Yeah,
figured
we
it
didn't
out.
really have the bet because we both. This morning I was like, Jason,
Yeah.
I bet you $5 Ryan
Yeah.
sings Aretha Franklin
Yeah.
for this podcast. It's like
Yeah. And the bad thing
Chris
is, the reason
we
I
can't get no respect.
the reason I know that was the side
Jason was
bet
trying to.
is because I knew they had a side bet. Didn't know what it was about, but in my mind popped that song because I like music. So
Respect. Yes.
you can't get any in here either.
Yeah.
What was the comedian that had the line about not getting respect?
No, that was Aretha Franklin. It was a song. That's what we were talking about. Chris.
Oh, there was a comedian that
Yeah, it
used to
goes
have the line.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me.
So Ryan is a closet like musician. He can play the piano. He can sing. Like he legit.
Can't
It's
sing.
in his genes.
Can't sing. Not great at piano, but anyway, respectfulness. So you're saying it's out the window. We
Okay,
don't
so
have
is
any.
it? Did it start going down when Bill Clinton became president? That
This
was
is not a
really-
political.
Whoa.
That was
Yes.
really
We
the
just-
first public, like, or Watergate maybe before that. Like that was like the first, like, the people are not. They're human too.
I don't think so.
The elite class is human, and they do bad things. So maybe
Well-
they're abusing power, and then, or is it?
Dude,
I think you're thinking
FDR had like a girlfriend.
I don't know,
deep
dude.
into it.
I don't think I was overly respectful
She's
to my
Marilyn
teacher.
Monroe, though, who-
I said smart aleck.
Whoa, whoa,
Wait,
whoa, what? Y'all just glazed over this.
What?
I said FDR had a girlfriend, and Chris goes, but she's Marilyn Monroe.
That's JFK.
We are educating your kids.
What, did I get that wrong?
Yeah, you
was
did.
it? Was his
FDR.
girlfriend? FDR.
FDR had
Oh.
polio.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, not Kennedy.
That was Depression era.
FDR died with his girlfriend in a little White House in Georgia.
There you
There you
go.
go.
There it is.
While his
There it
wife was
is.
in Washington
That's-
D.C. doing War II stuff.
There it is.
I'm sorry, I got my
my
acronym.
goodness.
President's
It's okay.
acronyms
You don't
messed
teach
up.
history. It's fine.
Just world lit that has to do American lit that has. It's all about American history.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
So
J-
anyway,
JFK, that's who I was
so your question was, does it stem from
Man, is it stem
poor
from
morals of our leaders?
Is it that, or is it social media to where kids don't look? You know, kids don't watch adults doing stuff on social media. They watch kids on YouTube. And
No, they watch adults
Reels
do it
and-
too. Is the
do
thing. Yeah, absolutely.
But who's their hero? Like their heroes aren't
Me.
mostly
I'm
adults.
their
They're
hero.
like kids their age.
I'm super baby.
Yes, that's true. You are the exception to the rule, super baby.
Oh man, we're gonna have to make a movie now.
When we get merch for this podcast, we gotta have
Super
we gotta have
baby.
a super baby
Oh,
shirt.
absolutely.
Favorite movie as a kid?
What? What the?
What
Y'all
just
weren't ready.
happened?
You weren't ready for
I
it.
was not
Did
ready.
his brain just like get?
I just thought this would be better. I thought it would be more.
Did that reset his brain? Like, what are we doing?
I thought we would enjoy this.
Favorite
topic more.
movie as a kid.
Can hold on? Can you? I don't know if you can do this.
All right, new segment. I wouldn't have done this. All right, so I'm going to find random articles in the news that someone thought they had a good idea and it didn't go so well. So, someone, I guess the charges were like fraudulent insurance claims. Okay. So the whole goal is to make money, right? Not 100% sure how this works out because it is in a different country. This is from Newser staff. In case you there we go. Our
Citation, baby.
Yeah, from Newser staff. All right. Guy had his leg amputated in insurance scam.
Ooh.
He cut his leg off for money.
Yes.
How much? Did it say how much?
Yeah, that's what I was
$1
gonna
million.
Oh,
How much?
Bro,
$1 million. So
Not worth it.
apparently,
you know,
no. Apparently, all right, a couple friends, they're young, like in the early 20s.
Oh.
They took out 8 insurance policies in the days before their claim
stupid.
and then immersed
Jackson County.
their legs in a bucket of dry ice for about 10 hours. At the hospital, he claimed to have suffered from extreme cold while riding on a scooter at night.
You know what? When you first read this, I was like, I ain't doing that.
so
But $1 million? You know what? I started
$1
thinking,
million ain't that much money.
dude, no, $1 million. You give me $1 million right now, I never work again. I guarantee you. I guarantee. But
I'm telling you, though,
It ain't that much
I,
money.
but then you know,
it wasn't smart.
yeah, but you can invest it. In
8
like,
insurance policies right before it happens. Like, that's a red flag.
yeah. The problem
That's
is
like-
he
that's
included
like-
his buddies. That was stupid.
I
But
guess
Well,
they both did it. I don't
so
know. I
what's-
didn't read the whole article.
so
guys. I
basically,
just saw the headline.
he put it in dry ice to kill it, to like get
Yeah.
frost,
To show the
to
frostbite.
get frostbite.
Yeah.
And then ended up having to get it amputated.
Did it say how he cut it off?
No,
it was
the
it's a
hospital cut it
The
off.
hospital cut it off, dude.
His claim was he was
Yeah.
riding a scooter and it caused
cold.
this. So then he insurance.
He got frostbit riding a scooter.
Why wouldn't
At
his
night,
other
I
appendages get frostbit? Why
'Cause he
just,
just had
one
the-
leg?
No. He's
Just-
saying like
Oh, it carried through. Like,
no. If he were
If he
riding a
were-
scooter at night and his body got cold
Oh,
enough, then
yeah.
his leg,
No,
not just his leg.
Okay, execution, poor execution. Just from an idea standpoint, you know, modern medicine is pretty impressive now. I mean, I think
Do
I
you
could,
think they did it out of spite? They were like, "No, we're not buying this." Oh, too late.
Well, but I think that if
It's a
it was
mean
already,
joke.
if
That's
I
the
think if it
worst
was so frostbit that it was dead, then no matter whether he had.
10 hours in dry ice.
But
Don't
guys,
do
So
it.
I think
this-
they'd have to
hold on.
amputate it regardless whether they knew it was.
all right, look, you know the math in me. This is a math question. It's real simple. How much would someone have to pay you to have your leg amputated?
Yeah, but here's the thing:
Can you calculate
they
dumbness?
don't get any of that money, Ryan.
Yeah, but it was poor execution. The idea, the
All right, stop.
premise.
Wait. Let's start with
No,
the premise.
it's like-
Ryan, would you take $1 million to cut your leg off?
For sure, that changes my family.
No, I ain't doing that.
No. You give me.
from
give me.
knowing somebody from my mom lost her arm. I promise she's not worth $1 million.
Did you say arms plural?
Arm. She lost
okay.
her arm.
Which one?
Dude, a meal,
arm.
a
Is she
meal,
right-handed?
Yes.
a meal, dude, a meal. I would do
Are you saying meal?
a meal,
million.
like a
Like a
million.
million.
Yeah, that's
A million.
Cool.
A million.
I'm
a
telling
million.
you,
a
man,
million.
Yeah.
I just
cool
don't think
lingo.
I don't think $1 million is that much money. Now I understand I understand what you can do with $1 million. I get that. It's still not that much money.
Definitely poor execution, though.
poor execution.
I'm going
You
to take out
can't-
8 policies
Yeah.
before. That's like, oh, this is a good point.
Yeah,
Okay. Like, I listened to a lot of true crime podcasts because I just listen to podcasts, all right? And apparently you do too. So, the way they always catch them is they change the insurance policy before they, like, kill the spouse,
you got it. Yeah,
right? My wife has been talking
Uh-oh.
about, like, hey,
Uh-oh.
we got to up your life insurance.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like,
Oh,
I
man.
feel like everything
Donna,
could be paid off.
Donna,
Like you could,
yeah.
you're still
Donna,
young enough to
Donna,
marry
Donna,
someone
Donna,
else.
Donna.
Like
Dude.
all this, I am concerned.
she might be slowly.
That's what I'm saying, like,
Poison, like,
if you
what's a
up it a
slow
little bit-
poison? I don't know. I'm not good. She
Snake?
might be like. Does she cook a lot?
Yeah, I
No,
don't-
you're in trouble.
dude. I don't. Well, I think I
Better
have.
be smelling that food.
I think I have irritable bowel syndrome, anyways. So I think that helps. Like
Get it out
if
quick.
there's an issue.
It just goes straight through.
What
Like
poison?
poison.
What poison is it that smells like almonds?
You just go straight.
Oh my
through.
goodness, I love almonds.
And Jason eats. I think she's giving you almonds so you don't smell. What is the poison that smells like almonds?
I don't know. I'm not a murderer.
What's the
It's
guy?
it's the. Remember the podcast S Town?
Yes,
You know what he kills himself with?
cyanide.
Cyanide.
No, you
cyanide.
would feel that.
Yeah.
dude.
Cyanide smells like almonds.
Yeah,
You're
but
young. Cyanide's more
like,
immediate.
it's like it's
Oh yeah, I mean, but you know, once you
What
feel
was
it,
the
you're
guy
dead.
on
Hey.
Friends that killed himself? They're trying to figure out.
You talking about Matthew Perry?
Matthew Perry. They're
The Friends
investigating
superstar?
the substance where he got all the.
I
Starts
thought-
with a K.
I
I thought
he-
it was like he was taking medicine and something.
I thought he drowned in a hot tub or something.
Yeah, and then
Oh.
he
Yeah,
drowned
but
because
he
of the
had
medicine.
he had drugs in his system.
but you
Or he
know,
had poison.
You know, this is a true statement. Speaking of your wife
Yeah, I
And
love
your-
my wife very much. I love you.
and your life insurance policy. My dad has an insurance policy that runs out at age 69. So every year on his birthday, I'm like, Dad, you got this many years left before you got to go.
Oh man.
That's
That's
terrible.
Look,
Oh
all right.
my
So
gosh.
this is what I always say. What if he lives 69 years in one day? Is that one day?
Oh my gosh.
Is it worth it?
Is
no,
it worth
So-
it?
No, it goes all through 69.
So I want
It
to.
doesn't run out as
So
soon
right,
as you
well,
turn.
what if
The day he turns
okay? So what?
70
Yeah,
in one
yeah,
day?
yeah, 70.
Yeah,
So
it's done.
yeah. So what is one day?
Yeah, but you're like urging him to die. This
I'm not
pretty
urging
sadistic.
him. I'm just saying it would
He's
be
encouraging it.
financially beneficial for us.
Well, I always tell people that I don't even ask my parents or Savannah's parents especially, like about their insurance or anything, because like, look at me, like I'm dying before them. And Chris
don't
is
live to
and,
be
and
nice.
But
Chris,
y'all-
Chris is gonna preach my funeral.
Y'all,
I'm not preaching.
y'all gotta
Oh, you're
understand
preaching
though.
my funeral. Me
My
and what's his name?
my
I'm not preaching
family.
that other one either.
My family, like, do you know how awkward I would feel? Like, my family, when I go, so that when my wife's family, they love each other, like, and you can tell, and they
Opposed to
opposed to my family. Like, if you walk in somewhere into my like a dinner or something, and my whole family's there, you better check your like everything, because if you have one thing that's like going on in your life that they're gonna make fun of you.
it's like an Italian family.
Like like one time.
Is that a thing?
Is that a stereotype?
I don't
Why are
know.
you
That was
generalizing
yeah.
Italian people
Italians?
are known for
I
like
don't know.
screaming at each other.
Name-
Like family, like they're
name
just
one.
loud.
Like-
Name one. Don't
That's
say
not
the
the same
Sopranos.
thing.
Like
Name-
I'll give you an
And
example.
don't say everybody loves Raymond.
I've
I mean,
how did we get this from leg being
So
amputated?
I do want to comment on the original story if I can dial it back
Yeah,
around to
please.
sorry.
Yeah,
So
let's go back. Let's go back.
So
Yeah.
so he intentionally gave himself frostbite. I feel like any kind of severe frostbite that's going to consume your whole leg, like you don't just like drag that thing into the hospital and be like, I got the frostbite. Like people that get frostbite, like,
frostbite.
people that get frostbite like that are like on top of Mount Everest and they're being
Yeah.
rescued or something.
like
you know
Mr.
what I mean? Like,
Deeds.
You gotta climb the mountain first.
or you got to be like crews are out searching for you and you're laying in the forest getting eaten by grizzly bears, getting frostbite. Like who gets frostbite?
And then you got a
riding
couple toes.
scooter. Nobody gets
It,
frostbite.
it
riding a
was
scooter.
in Taiwan. I don't know if that.
Do they?
changes
I don't know
anything.
anything about geography. Do they have a winter in Taiwan? Is it cold? Does it get cold in Taiwan? It seems like a warm
Apparently.
place.
Yes.
I mean, it gets cold enough for him to freeze his leg and ride
try
a
to-
And
scooter.
dry eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
think that he
man.
can.
Get away with
I
it.
mean, at some point, right? I mean, I would think that this stupidity would hit reality when you're like, all right, I can't feel my leg. Maybe we should call this off.
What if you're his parent?
Imagine that you commit insurance fraud and,
And
you give
still
up
have
your
to
leg
deal with
And
it.
ain't got no money.
and
You
you
know
go
what?
to jail for insurance fraud and you ain't got a
You're
leg.
a one-legged person in jail.
Dude,
In
you're gonna have a hard.
Taiwan?
You're gonna have a hard. That's a weird stereotype. I don't. Is that?
I don't know. I just thought it sounded good.
you know about those? You know about those prisons in Taiwan?
Hey, there's this
I
show
bet there's a Netflix
about
documentary about
dangerous
Taiwan
prisons.
prisons.
Dangerous prisons. I
My
My
said.
they
wife
got a
loves
Taiwan
to watch
episode.
it, and I still, I
there an
think
episode
she's
about
like
Taiwan?
weighing the,
Yeah.
hey,
We're back.
you know,
the same way as me. Like
like she's like, I don't know if
I get caught, is it
we
worth
might could.
like he's the kids would be okay. Could I survive?
What did Ryan? What do you call that? You were talking last time about opportunity cost.
Opportunity cost.
What's
yeah.
the opportunity?
The opportunity cost? My kids grew up out without a father, which
Or I could
you
be a
know,
millionaire
Jason, it's like
without
eh,
Jason.
um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm,
Jason,
I'm
I
very
bet you're worth. You better
replaceable.
have a lot of money because I bet you're worth a lot more money than you think to her.
Oh, I am worth a lot more dead.
Can I bring up a question
Oh Lord.
or just a point?
Yeah.
Do you know you cannot imagine your death?
All right.
What?
What?
Yeah, you can't imagine your death
What is that?
All right.
because you imagine your death would be you present at your death, because death by definition is non-existent, so you're not there. So therefore, you can't imagine. it.
All right. That's a good place to end it, folks.
Just some sober thoughts for you.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening this week. That's all we got. We learned that Ryan was neglected. My wife might be trying to kill me. Chris can't get no respect.
RESPECT. Find out what it means to me.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Remember,
It's better to be a has-been than it never was.
Chris Porter holds the Banks County High School record for most handoffs by a quarterback in one season. See you next week.